Sleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Spring sales drive, Marty.
You moving them doggies out, Marty, man?
Yeah, sure, everything goes.
Oh,
Yep.
So you're marking them up to sit on the lot another year.
No.
Marty, you know you can't beat Victory Lane Chevy's huge roundup of new 2021 Chevy Equinox LTs with up to 20% off MSRP.
Who says?
Or choose new 2021 Chevy Traverse LT, up to 15% off MSRP. Marty, you ever see those Western movies with the gigantic cattle drives?
Yes, I have. I've seen that.
Well, this isn't one of them, but it's close. The savings are blooming at Victory Lane Chevrolet's Spring Sales Drive. Find new roads and save up to 20% off MSRP on new 2021 Chevy Equinox or new Chevy Traverse with up to 15% off MSRP. All with our goal of 100% credit approval. It's sales drive time, buckaroos, at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires September 30, 2021.
The power that crystal meth had over me is baffling. And the only option I was left with was I can die alone in this misery, or I could try to stop.
Visit our website at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It's the president's new big plan. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and I'll be pushing it tonight in a primetime address before Congress. It's called the American Families Plan, costing nearly $2 trillion.
At least 4 years of free public education, 2 years of community college, training for teachers, child care, expanded student meals, and extended tax credits. The White House is calling for tax increases on those earning more than $400,000 a year to pay for some of this.
Fox's Rich Edson. Republicans may not support that. They're already opposing a proposed corporate tax hike to pay for a $2 trillion infrastructure plan, and Senator John Kennedy tells Fox
he wants to build a society of safety nets where no one has to take responsibility, where it's always somebody else's fault.
Now, President Biden could also bring up COVID tonight, the day after a new mask guidance that many of us don't need to wear them outside anymore.
The odds of getting or giving the virus to others is very, very low if you're both been fully vaccinated and out in the open air.
So he again urged people to get vaccinated. More than half of American adults have had at least one dose. Now, the president recently signed an executive order trying to better track what are called ghost guns. But a federal appeals court has ruled plans to build those kinds of guns assembled from 3D printers can be posted online without government approval. In North Carolina, protesters clashed with police after an 8 p.m. curfew in the anger over a black man's shooting death last week.
There was a very intense atmosphere between police and demonstrators who are accusing Elizabeth City officials of trying to trample on their rights to peacefully protest with that curfew in place.
That's Fox's Charles Watson in Elizabeth City. He says there were a handful of arrests. Andrew Brown Jr.'s family claims sheriff's deputies executed him. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Slowing traffic in North Cape Coral on Andalusia to Kismet. No surprise here. Easy way to just get around this and avoid the traffic is Del Prado Boulevard. Also a tap on the brakes on Skyline as you're heading south of Pine Island. Trafalgar slowing as well west of Skyline to Chiquita. But Cape Coral Parkway, quiet right now. Beautiful commute if you're heading from Chiquita towards that Cape Coral Bridge. Should take you about 6 minutes. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in the basement of a factory over 30 years ago. We had no heat and no air conditioning. Instead of customers, our office visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. Our office flooded often, and we used blankets as our office walls. We were broke and needed help. That's why I created Patriot Software, to help small business owners with simple payroll for 1 to 100 employees. And if you need help, we will help you for free. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code XM and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Ow! Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at CoralOaksGolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you want the ability.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, anytime you want to watch. Yeah, for the time being, we're on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio as well if you want to be there. I know many people are. All right, a lot to get to. Coming up this morning, we're going to have a conversation about Joe Biden and his address to a joint session of Congress. By the way, if not everybody in Congress shows up for a joint session of Congress, does that mean that it actually happened? I mean, if it's kind of like if a bear does his business in the woods, does that mean that the Pope's Catholic or something like that? I forget how that reference goes. It's something like that, right? It's anyway, that's not even close to being the case. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to talk about that this morning. Amanda Milius is going to join us at 8:05 because A couple of things. The Plot Against the President. We're going to have that special screening of the movie here tomorrow night. Devin Nunes in town for that and a special Q&A. We have all of this going on. And she's somebody who knows a thing or two about Hollywood. She's the one who directed the movie, but you may know her dad as well, John Milius, who's directed some pretty well-known movies. Did you know this? You had no idea. Jake's looking at me like, okay, do yourself a favor right now. This is just for fun and for your enjoyment as well if you're listening or watching. Type in John Milius, M-I-L-I-U-S, and go ahead and look at his, even just go to his Wikipedia. Check out some of the movies that he has been a part of. And Amanda will be joining us at 8:05. And I wanted to have the conversation. You can't, what? What are you laughing at? You don't know the movies.
Not one of them.
Okay. Do I have to do this myself now?
No, I have them here if you want me to. I just don't.
All right, go ahead.
Conan, Red Dawn.
Right, Red Dawn, Conan the Barbarian.
The Wind and the Lion.
Right, The Wind and the Lion. He worked on a couple of Dirty Harry movies for Clint Eastwood. He also is an Academy Award winner, if I'm not mistaken, right? Didn't he win an Oscar for something? Yeah, he got an Academy Award nomination for this. He's a screenwriter of Apocalypse Now.
Wait, he directed Jaws?
You can go. No, I don't think so. But anyway, okay. Right out. He was a writer for the first two Dirty Harry movies, Academy Award nomination, the screenwriter for Apocalypse Now. Okay, anyway, the point is this. She has pedigree, if you will, okay? Her dad, a famous director. She directed the movie The Plot Against the President. She's going to be on with us today. Just because she has the connections to Hollywood, and not only do I want to talk about The Plot Against the President and the movie and everything else, but I also wanted to talk about that aspect of it. You know, with the Oscars, that most of the country and most of the people listening don't even know right now as I speak to you that it even took place over the weekend. It's like, I think last year and the year before, there were like 20 million plus watching it, and this year there were 9 million. I mean, nobody cares anymore. Hollywood is, for a lot of people, Hollywood's dead and buried. It's gone. There's not an original thought in Hollywood. Just look at how many things they're going to. They're going to video games to come up with movies. Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's part 3, 4. I mean, they're doing like part 3s and 4s of movies where there shouldn't have been a part 1. All right, so it's a hot mess. And so Amanda Milius is going to join us at 8:05. So it'll be a fun kind of conversation to get away from some of the other things that are going on today. Yes, in a minute, we're going to get to Joe Biden, who kind of announced that he's not going to wear a mask while walking outdoors wearing a mask. But he was only doing that because he wanted to make a broader point, which is that he's the smartest man we know. It's
all men and women created by you know the thing.
Yeah, the thing that he kind of follows and doesn't follow, and the masking thing that a lot of people feel like, hey, it's kind of like it is kind of like that thingy that we love to believe in and follow, and that we adore in this country, the Constitution and the rule of law and our freedom and our liberty, and that mask represents something a little different. Although, before I get off of this topic and get back onto it again, let me ask you this. And somebody smarter than me brought this up, and I think this is true. Is it official now? Has masks become the new MAGA hat? The mask is the new MAGA hat. Because if you are wearing a mask, you are filled with virtue, and you know everything that's going on the planet when it comes to diseases and what is and isn't, and what is safe for you and your kids and what isn't safe for you and your kids. And if you're not, you're just I don't know, fill in the blank with any kind of horrible thing that you can possibly think of. It's like we're the left in this country. We're saying things like, oh, you're wearing a MAGA hat, and showing support, but you're also this, and this. Now you've got the left who it's basically like you're wearing a mask outside to show that you are part of the cool kid club or something like this, or the club that we all get it. We all are trying to keep each other safe when the CDC guidelines now say, hey, listen, wearing a mask, you're vaccinated. And even if you're not, being outside is actually a pretty good thing. But let's not pack the beaches or anything over the summer. All right, so we'll get to that coming up in just a second. Also, this morning, I will make the case to you flat out, easy, and I promise you very succinctly that environmentalists will be the reason why we don't get into space. Will be the reason why we don't colonize other places around the galaxy. Will be the reason why we will not make it to Mars. I mean, human beings make it to Mars. I'm not talking about cool little helicopter thingies. I'm talking about people. Environmentalists will be the end of us here in this country, not other places. Other places will do it. I'm talking about the United States. And I can make the case, and I can prove it coming up. And before we get to the meat of what we're talking about this morning, will we see in, I don't know, maybe even right now, I'm looking at my watch, the elimination of cookies all across the globe? And I'm not kidding. You will see slowly, but it's starting as we speak right now, the elimination of cookies, not only in the United States, but across the globe. And I will explain that to you as well. All right, 239-479-5592. Here we go. Buckle up. All right, so you got Joe Biden announcing that you don't have to wear a mask outside. Everything is fine. Listen, he walked outside, all right, and he was wearing a mask and then was questioned about that. But the good news is this.
Beginning today.
Yeah.
Gathering with a group of friends in a park. Going for a picnic. As long as you are vaccinated and outdoors, you can do it without a mask.
Isn't that great? You see, another reason why you should be vaccinated is because now you get the freedom to go outdoors and smell the fresh air and, you know, it's just because you're vaccinated. You couldn't do this before. I don't know if you were doing this before. Like everybody, Jake, you guys, you weren't doing that before, right? I mean, you haven't been outside without a mask. You've been walking outside without a mask, right? I mean, or have you been wearing a mask?
My cat has a
so
mask
you've been
on right
outside.
now.
Oh, your cat's even got a mask. Okay. Just checking. No, I mean, are we being silly? I'm just saying. All right, so I get it. You're vaccinated, so now you're going to be able to do things that the unvaccinated or the unwashed will not be able to do, which means that a lot of outdoor activities you'll all get to do, but indoor activities, if you're vaccinated, you'll be... No, see, still a little bit of confusion on what it is now. Don't be confused. I'm here to settle the science. I'm not here to settle the science because nobody will let us, because it's politics. All right. So they have a guideline now. You get your COVID vaccine. Here's the things you can do and you can't do. So you fully vaccinated. Whoo! You can run and bike and go outdoors. And now, mind you, that if you're looking at the CDC guidelines, most of the things I'm telling you, you can't do if you have not been vaccinated. So you can attend small outdoor gatherings with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people. Nice. Okay. Hey, can we get a ding or a bell every time I bring something up, Jake? Can you do that for me? I didn't prep you ahead of time. Get me a ding ready. So, all right. So you can dine in an outdoor restaurant with friends from multiple households if you've been vaccinated. You can't if you're not. Attend a crowded outdoor event like a live performance, parades, or sporting events. If you are vaccinated, no. Wait a minute. You can't. Okay, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I'm just trying to. The science is definitive. You know, when the CDC says something. Well, the CDC is just guidelines. I mean, you know, they're going by what they believe that they want to tell you as far as what they're seeing in the science. Of course, we have the ability to see the science and the data and everything else, and we've realized what the vid is and is not. And we know the vulnerable and who are and who aren't, and so we can also make this decision. But the CDC has their guidelines. So I just want to get this straight. So if your activity is walking, running, biking outdoors with members of your household, unvaccinated, unwashed, or fully vaccinated, you're good to go. Okay, there's your ding. If you attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated family and friends, both unvaccinated and vaccinated, you're good to go. No, you're good to go. If you attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people, you're good to go if you're vaccinated. You could ding me. You're bad if you're unwashed, if you're the unvaccinated. Okay. So you can't attend a small outdoor. I'm sorry. And then, by the way, if you attend a crowded outdoor event, like a live performance, parade, or sports event, even if you're vaccinated, you can't do it without a mask. Okay. Yeah. All right. Jake's having fun today. It's almost like a Friday. He's getting to push buttons that he doesn't usually get to push, so it's an exciting day. Yeah, I'm not saying there are some people that are a little bit confused about this, but there's a little bit of confusion. Don't get carried away. We might want to carry the paper in our pocket just to make sure if we open it up. Safe to say, here's what you need to know. If you're outside, you're fine. If you're inside, you're not fine. When it comes to wearing a mask, that's it. You just have to wear the mask. If you're inside, you don't have to wear the mask when you're outside. I might make the case that I'm not sure when we'll ever have the opportunity to not wear a mask inside ever again. I mean, I don't even know when that moment's going to happen. When will the CDC allow us to? When will the Fauci let us have that ability? I'm not sure. It's a good thing that there's no place in Southwest Florida, for example, that's doing it, is making it so that, listen, you have a choice whether you want to come into an establishment or not. And then, of course, when that happens and a lot of people are showing up and it's a busy place and certain things like that, even in the state of Florida, I don't know, like a theme park or something like that, where you don't have any of these super spreader events that we've been able to prove. And anyway, I'm just sorry. I get carried away. Look, the vaccination thing is good. Getting vaccinated, we all understand what that means and who is vulnerable and who is not. And certainly those that need to have it. And we also understand that there are people, 20% of the population, that's not going to get vaccinated. And listen, if they don't want to get vaccinated, they don't. Because you would assume that judging by what we've just read, if you're vaccinated and you're hanging out with some unvaccinated people, well, you're vaccinated, you're fine. It's just the people that aren't vaccinated that are going to be the issue. Well, what about if you're hanging out with your grandmother, Drew, and that's the problem? Your grandmother, your great-grandmother, they're vulnerable. Well, hopefully they have a vaccination. If they have a vaccination and they're taken care of, then maybe you would think about that. And if you see them often and you're concerned about them, then you would be vaccinated. See, we can talk about this and we can examine the science and see what's going on, and as opposed to masks, no masks, vaccinated, unvaccinated. You get to go into a restaurant. You get a car. You can, and you don't. And I don't know. But the other thing, too, is, well, two things. Number one, can we have some kind of outlawing of specific masks? Like I thought it was cool when it first started happening, and now I'm a little freaked out about it. Can you not do the masks that have a picture of your face on it where you put it on there? Can we stop that? You know, I'm cool with you putting something on the mask, or if it has like a word on it, or even if it has a smile, like a smiley kind of thing, or even teeth, or I'm cool with all of that stuff. It's like, okay, that's fun. But the ones that do the whole flesh-colored picture and it's supposed to be your face and it's got like this weird expression and clearly your eyes are like squinting because you're upset about something, but you're smiling at the same time because it's like this flesh color. Who do we have to talk to? Fauci? Is that who we talk to? The governor? Who will stop that for us? That's an awful thing. All right. I know I'm getting off topic. But anyway, the new CDC guidelines, so there we go. We're good to go. If you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask outside anymore, so you are all okay. And as a matter of fact, if you're outside and you're not wearing a mask, then we know that you're not vaccinated unless you don't wear a mask because you feel like being outside, really, and you're not anywhere near people, then you don't worry about that. And you didn't worry about it before, in which case, if somebody comes up to you and points at you and sneers at you and says, put your mask on, buddy, then now we have to have this awkward conversation about masking and not... Anyway, okay. Sorry. I'm not trying to make it harder for you. I'm trying to make it easier for you. Trying to make it easier with Joe Biden walking outside with a mask. Oh, here's your morning cup of Joe, by the way. Joe Biden starting off the conversation, telling everybody everything is cool now, you can go outside. But then there were the awkward moments, you know?
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. Wear a mask. You chose to wear a mask as you walked out here. What message were you sending by wearing a mask outside alone?
By watching me take it off and not put it back on till I get inside.
Okay. So Joe Biden, somebody at the White House said, here, this is going to be a cool idea. You ready? Here's what we do. You're getting ready to go outside to tell people, as you're walking outside, that they're not going to have to wear masks anymore if they're vaccinated. And even the CDC guidelines saying outdoors, unvaccinated, in certain circumstances, you're okay as well. Again, part of the confusion. But that's okay. Don't get confused. So Joe Biden, somebody said, walk outside with the mask and then take it off and show everybody you can smell the air of freedom. And the press is like, why did you do that? That was kind of dumb. Like, why would you do that? Because you're watching me take it off, and I'm not going to put it back on when you walk back inside. But you're going back inside, and it didn't work. You were trying to show the world that you were brazenly taking the mask off because you probably should have walked outside, and people would have been like, hey, he's not wearing a mask walking outside. This must be good. No, it didn't. It didn't go the way he thought it was going to go. Oh, by the way, he shouldn't talk too much either.
What do you say to the folks in Indiana?
Look, I'm sorry. This is the last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble.
He's really going to be in trouble. That's not the first time Jake is like, no, because the folks that are around him, the people that are basically telling him what to say and all that kind of stuff, and the papers to sign, and where the steps should go. I wonder if there are like little I don't want to go there. Anyway, so they didn't want him to answer too many questions from the press, even though there are plenty to ask about. Like the 4th of July. How are we doing? Are we going to get to the 4th of July, everybody?
Well, we still have a long way to go in this fight, and a lot of work to do in May and June to get us to July 4th. We've made stunning progress because of all of you, the American people.
Does anybody believe that Joe Biden, Dr. Fauci, anybody in the United States government, number one, is going to say, 4th of July, you're good. Go. Enjoy. Cook up your vegan burgers. Don't eat too much beef, because we've been told already about not eating too much beef. And right, it's a bad thing, the whole beef thing. Okay. Just trying to keep the planet cool or warm or climatized. But yeah, does anybody think, number one, that the government is going to allow us to I know I say this it's completely tongue-in-cheek, that the government is going to allow us to have a 4th of July celebration? I mean, do you really think that's going to be the case? And then the fact that there are going to be a whole lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm doing it anyway. And also with the masking up, Joe Biden just wants to let you know that for some reason we've got to throw race into the conversation as well. No, I'm not kidding. Here you go.
Based on reported data, the proportion of seniors who've been vaccinated is essentially equal between white and seniors of color.
Okay. I guess there's something there, because if it wasn't, then there would be an issue of why it wasn't, and then we would have to have a lot of conversation about why and who's doing that and whether or not. You get the idea. But anyway, there you go. So you can sort of enjoy the outdoors without a mask if you're vaccinated, and if you're unvaccinated, you only get a couple of opportunities to be unmasked outside, but the rest of you are the completely unwashed, or something to that effect. All right. Hope I didn't confuse the issue a little bit. I kind of did. But we'll talk about it some other time, because we have other things going on. The elimination of cookies. Are you ready for the elimination of cookies? No more cookies. You're done.
Like all cookies?
I'm not kidding. All cookies. You want to find out what that's all about? We'll talk about it coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
Yes, Jack.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Cryptocurrency comes closer to everyday life as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs becomes the first NFL player to convert his entire salary into Bitcoin. Sean Culkin says Bitcoin is the future. A raise is in the future for federal contractors as President Biden signs an executive order to increase their minimum wage to $15 an hour. No word what they'll get paid, but the CEO of JP Morgan Chase wants to help ex-cons get a job. Jamie Dimon and other like-minded people launched the Second Chance Business Coalition. He says business has an important role to play in making it easier for people with criminal backgrounds to get back on their feet. And a mixed ending on Wall Street, the Dow rose 3 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
It's a dangerous time in big cities like New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, and more. Now, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax TV exposing the truth in his series Cities on Fire. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern and see his Cities on Fire special on Newsmax TV. Now on all major cable systems. Get Newsmax free on smart TVs, Roku, Pluto, Zumo, or YouTube. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching. Newsmax is real news for real people.
Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Call today for a free consultation. Discount to military, first responders, and Biden voters who wish they voted for Trump now, as well as Trump voters. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Ever purchase an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Spring sales drive, Marty.
You moving them doggies out, Marty, man?
Yeah, sure, everything goes.
Oh,
Yep.
so you're marking them up to sit on the lot another year.
No.
Marty, you know you can't beat Victory Lane Chevy's huge roundup of new 2021 Chevy Equinox LTs with up to 20% off MSRP.
Who says?
Or choose new 2021 Chevy Traverse LT, up to 15% off MSRP. Marty, you ever see those Western movies with the gigantic cattle drives?
Yes, I have. I've seen that.
Well, this isn't one of them, but it's close. The savings are blooming at Victory Lane Chevrolet's Spring Sales Drive. Find new roads and save up to 20% off MSRP on new 2021 Chevy Equinox or new Chevy Traverse with up to 15% off MSRP. All with our goal of 100% credit approval. It's sales drive time, buckaroos, at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 4/30/2021.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on Palm Beach Boulevard and Montego Drive is not delaying traffic as of now, but definitely keep this in mind. This is just near Buckingham Road, heading out to Riverdale High School. Give yourself just a few extra minutes. A tap on the brakes on Ortiz north of Luckett. A slowdown building on Veronica Shoemaker towards Colonial. Metro Parkway still up to speed. And we're slow on Gladiolas this morning east of San Carlos Boulevard all the way to A&W Bulb. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. It's summertime, so it's hot. Make sure you change your AC filters every month and have your air conditioners cleaned twice a year by NATE certified mechanics, like my dad. All the mechanics at Kobe Cooling are NATE certified because you deserve the best. If your AC stops working, turn it off and call 239-482-1542 and relax. We will take it from there. 24/7, same low prices, never an overtime charge. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Thank you for your business all these years.
Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan with some good news from the factory. We've just been authorized to add all brands to the list of vehicles eligible for our trade-in offer. Yep, literally all brands qualify now. So if your 9-year-old Beamer just hit 100,000 miles, don't cry. Stop paying for expensive repairs and premium gas for that old gas-guzzling luxury brand you're driving. As long as it's a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, bring it to Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new, fuel-efficient Nissan today. Whatever your trade-in was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, regardless of where you bought it from, and regardless of what brand it is, that's what we'll give you for it. Get full details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Rob McDaniel here, the second generation of Kenmark Air. Kenmark Air is celebrating 25 years of professional, honest, and top-rated service in Southwest Florida. To celebrate, Kenmark Air has its own branded air conditioning system, the K. McDaniel Series, named after our father, Ken McDaniel. The K. McDaniel Series is a completely coated outside system with storm protection, and for a limited time, we're offering 25% off qualifying high-efficient K. McDaniel systems. Call today for a free in-home estimate, 239-437-7040, and online at kenmarkair.com. License number CAC 057163.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group. Lee
Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288. Visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Kennedy at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
The Noid beats us old and cold. And now he's off to meet his greatest challenge, the magic of hot, fresh Domino's pizza. So hot and so fresh that even the Noid can't break the spell.
All right, there you go. Do you know what that was from? No, Jake told a millennial wouldn't know because that's from the 80s. So you wouldn't. You have no. Do you know what that is?
No clue.
In the 80s, Domino's Pizza had this mascot. It was called the Noid. And what the Noid was trying to do is, and that was a little bit of the audio of the commercial from the 80s, it was trying to stop Domino's from delivering pizzas because, you know, the whole 30 minutes or less, and that's how Domino's took off was because they made this promise, and next thing you know it, everybody wanted to test it, and that get the business going. So the Noid, right? Well, they're bringing it back for you, for the millennials, for the people who had no clue what it was about before, and honestly, I didn't really care anymore even now. They're bringing it back because somehow they're doing this because they're now trying to have the Noid stop Domino's automated delivery vehicles from delivering the pizzas because that's coming. The automation part of it.
So now they're selling me your nostalgia. Thanks.
Yes. Are you suggesting that the fact that a corporation wants to sell my nostalgia, 80s nostalgia, let's say, to you as a millennial is a bad thing?
I mean, it's just...
Well, in a lot of cases it is. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there are things from the 70s and 80s that you certainly, my friend, do not need to go back to. Trust me when I'm telling you. Look up Pet Rock. You will not believe it. Just look it up. Just Google Pet Rock. And I don't have to say anything else.
I used to see commercials for it when I was a kid.
Yeah. Look up the Chia Head. Just look it up, and I'm just telling you there are things that just need to be somewhere on a shelf tucked away where nobody can see it. 239-479-5592. All right, you ready to lose your cookies? Wait, that really wasn't a good way to put this segment. Cookies. So what if I were to tell you, what?
I almost bought cookies, but they stopped. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not that kind of cookies, but you are getting ready to lose some cookies. Well, somebody is. Actually, Facebook and Google are getting ready to lose their cookies. So, have you done an Apple update lately? If you've noticed, they're starting to push these Apple updates on your phone, and many of you have already experienced the annoying, constant barrage on your phone or on your, if you're scrolling through and checking out a website where it asks you to allow cookies and you have to do this and it gets kind of annoying. It constantly pops up and it almost takes up half the screen and you're like, well, I'm just going to agree with this because I want it to go away. I don't even know what it means. So cookies is how advertisers get to track you to see which website you're going to so they know how to advertise. If you're saying, how do they know that I'm looking at socks that go up to my knees, knee-high socks, as opposed to ankle socks? Well, because you were on a website there, like kneehighsocksareus.net or something like that. And so they know, and so that they push the advertisers to you when you look. Well, what's happening now is there's a new iOS update that is going to take that out. And it's under the guise of transparency. And not only that, protecting you and your ability to be tracked. Privacy concerns that many people have had. Well, guess what? Apple seems to be doing something about this. Now, you could say that I might be a little skeptical. I'm a little bit more than skeptical, but this is what they're claiming that they're doing. So Apple's plan has made privacy advocates happy, but ad tech firms are going crazy. People do not like this on the ad side. Facebook does not like this. 3% of their revenue could go away. and it could hurt other big guys like Google as well. So when you do this update on the phone, it's going to require apps running on your device to obtain permission from you before tracking any activity across other apps and websites. And I guess the Safari web browser does it as well. So now it'll say, hey, do you want to be tracked? And most of you are going to be like, no, I don't want to be tracked. Ever use an app and see a screen pop up asking you to use your phone's mic or camera? Well, Apple's change is going to work like that. So it's the same kind of thing. And people are calling it a huge deal when it comes to advertisers and revenue. So Google has a different plan to do this, but this apparently is going to be a big plus for people who are about privacy. Stop tracking me, stop following me. And so according to what Apple's doing, you've got to ask now. You have to actually say, yes, you can track me, as opposed to, I'm getting the feeling you're tracking me. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes. So is it the elimination of cookies? Yeah. In some way, it is. But it's not the complete elimination of cookies. And Jake knows this. The best, the most quality cookie you can buy, the one that is consistently good, that you never have to worry about, the best cookie that you can buy is obviously...
I mean, there's two. Orna Dune sugar cookies and Oreos.
Yeah, that's the incorrect answer. The answer is actually the Italian cookies with the little red jelly in the middle. Those are the best. You have any idea what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Yeah, you're missing out. So this is the part of your life that I always worry about.
It's the Italian cuisine that you speak of.
It's not cuisine. It's Italian cookies. Cuisine. You've got to do yourself a favor one day, maybe this weekend. Make me a promise. Okay, my little buddy? Will you make me a promise this weekend? Do something out of the ordinary. When you go to buy your don't wear a mask outside. Okay, follow the CDC guidelines. And when you go to the store to buy your Oreos this time around, don't buy Oreos.
Double stuff.
Don't save the money on the double stuffs. They jack the price up a little bit to try to convince you that there's more stuff in there. And let me tell you something. Read the ingredients. You don't know what that stuff is. They don't even know what that stuff is. That's why they call it stuff. But anyway, instead of doing that, go buy yourself some Italian cookies instead. Just take a walk down the aisle and find some kind of Italian cookie. And I promise you, it'll, well, I really don't know if you'll like it or not, but give it a shot.
I'll try some Italian cookies.
You won't. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. All right, so let's get away from cookie talk. We don't want to do that. Let's get back to more of the CDC and the guidelines and what we can do now. The new CDC guidelines say, hey, we're good. You can have activities, some activities outside. Not every single one. Let's not get carried away. There are certainly ones that you can't do if you're vaccinated. It's just odd that when you look at the list of things that fully vaccinated and unvaccinated can do, the least safe here is attend a crowded outdoor event, like a live performance, parade, or sporting event. If you're fully vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask, where people are saying, I don't understand. What's the vaccination doing? Like when we get vaccinated as younger individuals, we're not talking about the elderly, we're talking about younger individuals, healthy individuals. You're getting vaccinated. We're assuming that the vaccine is going to be able for us to attend crowded outdoor events. We can't be in those events without a mask. But everybody's trying to figure out what the difference is. Is it because when there's more people, there's possibly more virus, and the vaccine can't handle a certain amount? I mean, I hate to say and sound so simple, and I'm not a doctor. I just play with it at home. But boy, are there a lot of fun times with that. That's between me and my wife. But we're just asking. And it does feel like, man, when you look at the guidance now, a couple of things come to mind. The first thing is that I don't see how there's going to be anything coming up in the future that's going to make it feel as if, unless I'm just saying if you're not vaccinated, how in the world are you going to be able to make the case indoors moving forward? Because the vid isn't going anywhere. It's going to be here. We're always going to have it. We're not going to eradicate it. When are we going to have a moment in time where we can go back indoors and nobody has to worry about masking up? I just wonder how we're going to be able to get to that place. And then the second part of this is the politics of it. And again, yes, you don't like to hear it sometimes, but everything has to do with the politics. And even before this happened, there were some people making some very odd decisions, and in some ways could be quite dangerous when it comes to the vid and what they believe they should or should not be doing. For example, Joy Reid was trying to tell, I guess, there's a Dr. Gupta that's on MSNBC. They have as an expert talking about masking and running outdoors. And listen to what she said about this.
Gupta and Dr. Gupta, I am among the fully vaccinated, joined Team Pfizer, and I did go jogging today in the park. And this was the mask that I wore with a doctor's mask under it.
She wore a mask with a doctor's mask under it, jogging outdoors. Now, I'm just asking, who told her, what expert did she talk to that told her that that is a good, safe move? Like, that's what you have to do. If you're running outside, that you should wear not one mask, but two masks. Double masking, running outside. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, where's the science that shows that that's what you should do? She's fully vaccinated, and she's running double masked outside. And boy, does she sound proud of it. Like, this is the way to go.
And most of the people that I saw that were in the park was packed. I would say like 95% of the people still had masks on. There are people who are getting really upset about that. I won't name them.
You can use my name. I'll send you an email. You can use I'm upset about that. You're outside. There's a lot of people that are outside that are masked, and granted, there are a lot of people that are not 6 feet near each other at all, and they're masked outside. There are people that are outside that are in their cars still. Can the CDC put some guidance out about that? Could we have done that? There's another thing. The first thing I would have liked to seen is no more flesh-colored the ones that look like your face. No more taking a picture and then putting your face on there, and it's like, isn't that cool? It's like, this is actually my face, and it's on the mask, and doesn't it look like I'm smiling? No, you're not. It's not. It's just like the creep factor is like, whoo. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, you could see the whoo. Then the other side of that is, why couldn't we put out some kind of CDC guidance that says, yeah, listen, if you're alone in your car, you don't have to wear the mask. I mean, you're in a car. You don't have to wear the mask while you're driving. I think there was a story just the other day. Didn't you bring this story to my attention? The one the other day that there was an accident. I want to say it was in Georgia. I don't remember where it was. And it turns out that the guy passed out behind the wheel. He's wearing a mask the whole time. Passed out and had a problem breathing with the mask there and ended up getting into an accident. Just an example. But the point is taken, right? So there's Joy Reid who's saying, people looking at us like we're strange, and I don't know what their problem is, and I don't know why they're all looking at us. I mean, I'm outside, and I'm jogging, and I'm double masking, and I'm vaccinated. And you're the strange one for looking at me and saying that you've got a problem with me. It's just odd. But the political side of it can't be missed either, right? Because there she kind of makes a subtle hint about those, the unwashed who look and say, I'm not really sure that you need to do that. Just have a question about that. But where did we get to this point of hyper-partisanship when it comes to COVID? I have no idea. I wish there was some way we could figure this out.
So let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us. I will say that I would not trust Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, there's that. The now Vice President of the United States, who then was talking about a vaccine that, she wouldn't trust Trump, the Trump vaccine, and, that whole thing. But we know where the politics came into play. Not that it should have been that way. All right. 239-479-5592. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll have your calls coming up. 7:35, David Bossie's going to join us. He was someone who worked for the former president of Citizens United now, and a 2016 campaign manager for Trump. We're going to talk about the president and his address to a joint session of Congress to let us know how, I guess, great everything's going, and maybe bashing a couple of Republicans on the way. Who knows? We'll talk about that coming up. And also, I promise you, I will have this story. I can show you how environmentalists are going to make certain that here in the United States that we will not get a person interplanetary on like Mars or something like that. Like somebody else will be able to do it, and it's because of environmentalists that we won't be able to do it. I will make the case coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash at State Road 82 in Alabama in Lehigh Acres is delaying traffic for 1 mile heading southbound. Very slow creep and crawl traffic. To avoid this, you can take 50th to Meadow, and that will get you back to 82 from Sunshine. However, if you want to avoid this altogether, just stick to Sunshine heading southbound. And on Palm Beach Boulevard, the crash at Montego Drive is still delaying traffic as well, heading west of Buckingham Road. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day, although we do have a touch of additional humidity. Temps this afternoon once again soar to the upper 80s and lower 90s, and we do have a stray shower potential late this afternoon and evening for southern Collier County. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Rush Limbaugh. A bunch of liberal groups, including the ACLU, are accusing ICE of targeting immigration activists, not just illegal immigrants. Because in over 20 cases, ICE arrested or fined the activists. And they complained the agency only found out about them because of their activism. Now, one of the offended activists told NPR, "We're always at the marches and we're giving interviews without fear of what could happen to us." He says that ICE going against activists is a way to intimidate the whole community. Some groups are now suing ICE, claiming to be victims of this targeting. ICE says, no, we're not targeting activists. We're targeting everybody who violates immigration law, and they are subject to arrest and deportation. So let's summarize. Individuals enter America illegally. They form groups, join with others who entered America illegally, and then they decide to go public. They go on TV, radio, have their names splashed all over the drive-by media to advocate that others who broke the law get away with it. And finally, when ICE shows up to arrest them, they start whining and moaning to the media that they're being targeted. Not only do they want sympathy, they want to cash in with a lawsuit against the Americans who enforce our laws. If this weren't so brazenly asinine, it would be almost funny. But when it comes to arresting activists, I'm all for it. Put them all in jail and shut them up, because frankly, I'm tired of hearing about them.
Hey, Buck Sexton here, a familiar voice to many of you, having guest hosted this program for Rush many times before. Gold has been a measure of wealth throughout history, and with good reason. Gold has never been worth zero. Well, guess what? Now you can have real gold and silver as part of your wealth, either in your retirement accounts or delivered securely to your home by working with the Oxford Gold Group. This is the industry leader in precious metals and the only gold and silver company I trust. Oxford Gold Group will beat any competitor's price on gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. If you want to get financial stability, you need to look into acquiring real gold and silver with the Oxford Gold Group. Call Oxford today at 833-404-GOLD. Don't gamble with your hard-earned money. Put your money into something solid, safe, and secure. Call the Oxford Gold Group at 833-404-GOLD and get your free investment guide right now. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
See why homeowners and contractors choose Rock Solid for the finest countertops. Now with our newly expanded showroom, making your home improvement experience even better.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Call today for a free consultation. Discount to military, first responders, and Biden voters who wish they voted for Trump now, as well as Trump voters. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Ow! Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pest. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Ow! Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor. Come on. Or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important sleep information at inspiresleep.com.
It's like the State of the Union, but it's not. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden will address the nation tonight before a limited number of lawmakers in Congress, and he'll be pitching yet another $2 trillion plan. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, it's called the American Families Plan, a combination of new spending and tax credits that would provide 2 years of free community college, universal preschool for 3- and 4-year-olds, and food assistance to reduce childhood hunger. The plan would be paid for by tax increases on wealthier Americans. Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana says President Biden isn't worried about deficits.
He loves spending taxpayer money. He loves it like the devil loves sin.
Tax rates for households earning more than $400,000 a year will revert to 39.6%. Dave?
Rachel, the president may also bring up his COVID response again tonight, the day after new mask guidance that Americans don't need to wear them outside in small gatherings if they've had COVID vaccine shots.
This is another great reason to go get vaccinated now.
It was a tense night in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Protesters and police clashed as they went past an 8 p.m. curfew in the anger over a black man's shooting death last week.
At times, standing just a few inches from officers who had formed a line. The protesters had been marching in the streets before the standoff, demanding charges be brought against the deputies involved in the shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. An independent autopsy requested by Brown's family and lawyers revealed he was shot 5 times.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. The FBI is now part of the probe opening a civil rights investigation. The Supreme Court takes up a new issue today, whether schools can regulate students' speech off campus in the case of a Pennsylvania high school cheerleader punished for something posted on Snapchat. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
A crash at State Road 82 in Alabama in Lehigh Acres is delaying traffic for 1 mile heading southbound. Very slow creep and crawl traffic. To avoid this, you can take 50th to Meadow, and that will get you back to 82 from Sunshine. However, if you want to avoid this altogether, just stick to Sunshine heading southbound. And on Palm Beach Boulevard, the crash at Montego Drive is still delaying traffic as well, heading west of Buckingham Road. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. For 30 years, we have been offering the best warranties in the industry. Remember, D.R. Martineau Roofing. Integrity, knowledge, service. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
The new administration has big plans for health care. Changes are coming that could limit your choices and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 here in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan which allows you to pick your doctors and hospitals. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can look into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching. Coming up at 7:35, join us. He's the president of Citizens United, 2016 campaign manager for Trump. We're going to talk about Joe Biden addressing the nation, everybody, tonight. Addressing everybody in Congress.
Not a joke.
Well, it actually is a joke. Not everybody, because, you know, it's COVID-friendly. So there's only going to be a select few. A couple of folks will be there. And again, the question has to be asked: if it's not the full joint session of Congress and everybody's not there, then is Joe Biden really telling the truth, or truth over facts, or whatever that is?
We choose truth over facts.
I know. All right. So some of the facts that we're going to find out about, we'll talk to David Bossie in detail about that. Hey, listen, $1.8 trillion, a big a plan for children and families. So more trillions. Just you get a trillion. You get a trillion. When's my stimmy coming? Any more money? That's what Jake was asking. When's the next stimmy coming? Because you know we got to keep Jake's friends funneling money into Dogecoin, because you know it's all of the cryptocurrencies that are. But I don't even know what they're doing anymore.
Crypto.
What's that?
I'm gonna make a crypto.
You're going to make one?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
A Jake coin. Why don't you make a Jake coin? Why not?
Millennial coin. I like Jake coin.
Yeah, Jake coin. And then we can just put your...
yeah, we don't.
And we'll just laugh about how much it costs to actually create the thing. And
you know what it should be worth?
I can tell you it's going to be worth as much as some of the things that Joe Biden's been talking about with these trillions of dollars that we're going to be spending on children. Well, no, it's not actually trillions. I mean, on Jake's side. But yeah, so we'll get to the details. Look, the fact is that even podcast or something, and she was saying, listen, this is what Joe Biden's going to do. He's going to go big. It's go big or go home. We're not asking him to go big, but that's what he's going to do. You don't have a choice. That's where we're going, right? Isn't that...
The need to do more to prepare for pandemics, the need to do more to ensure women can stay in the workforce, the need to do more to invest in industries that are going to have jobs of the future, and that you know, we can't afford not to go big in this moment.
Yeah, no, we can't afford not to go big in this moment. To them, they can't afford to go big. But that's a lot of what Jen Psaki was talking about yesterday. So they're prepared. What about Republicans? What's it going to be like? Is he going to go after Republicans tonight?
He's going to try to lead and try to send a message to Republicans in Congress by laying out policies he thinks there should be agreement on to move forward on.
You think that's it? Are you sure about that?
He's not going to attack the Republican Party. He's not going to attack individuals in the Republican Party.
All right, we're going to find out. We're going to see. I mean, will he attack the Republican Party? He's not going to attack individuals. It's kind of the way he promised that there was going to be bipartisanship, right? Until we found out that there is no bipartisanship. It's Joe Biden understanding something, whether it's $1.8 trillion for a children and families plan. That sounds great. Infrastructure, you know, fine quality footwear is infrastructure to me. I mean, that's, you know, so you can change the language and everything how you want. The fact is this: Joe Biden and the Democrats understand one thing. But here's one thing that they understand. And it's this: you don't have a lot of time. Don't have a lot of time. It's kind of like a good news here. There's like a silver lining on the cloud or the thingy. And it's this. Again, they don't have a lot of time. 2022 is just around the corner, and they know just as well as we all do that the chances are the Senate and the House, Congress, is going to be Republican run. They're not going to have it anymore. So they're not going to be able to do the things that they're doing now. And so when she says you got to go big, she understands why you have to go big, right? It's
in this moment.
It's the moment. It's this moment.
To go big.
Got to go big. Because there's not a lot of time. There's this much time. My fingers are thinly spread apart. You don't get to see it unless you're watching at drewsteele.com. That is the website. So David Bossie will talk about that more coming up this morning. Get into details. That's at 7:35. All right, some of the other stories I'm keeping an eye on this morning. Oh, man, I wanted to talk about this one. I probably should talk about this now. No, I'll wait. No, I'll do it in this break. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I teased this, so I probably should mention this. It's the environmentalists in the globe that are going to cause us to not be able to visit other planets. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on Mars right now. We got we got a rover out there showing us some pretty incredible pictures, which is... it's really cool. And we also have What else do we have going on? We got the helicopter, the little baby helicopter, right? The Perseverance rover on Mars, a little miniature helicopter. We got all kinds of stuff going on out there. It's a lot of fun. It's great to see. But the question is, how are we ever going to get out there? How are we going to get there? Well, it looks like Elon Musk is the person to be talking about this, right? Because you have the space station, you have the crew of the Dragon that went up, right? They're at the International Space Station on one of his rockets, right? So when are we going to send people to Mars is the question that's being asked. And let's just get something clear right now. If you're going to Mars, you ain't coming back. So we can confidently say that if you got a bunch of people that are going to Mars, they're not making it back. Chances of surviving are not good. And there was an article about this, too, that they were talking about this. I guess he did an interview where he was talking about SpaceX and a manned mission to Mars in 25, 26. And it's going to come at a cost. The loss of human life above everything else is the cost. Shouldn't surprise anybody. They're going to be high danger missions. Who would be the people? I mean, there will be people that will say that they'll do it, but I wonder how many would step up. There's a couple of two or three, right? That'll step up and say, yeah, I'll do this. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'll go for it. And it's a harsh thing to realize with everything that's going on, with the possibility of the environment the way it is, and radiation and isolation and all of this. I mean, and plus you're not coming back, so that's it. But in this interview, and this was what I thought was interesting, he was talking to the founder of X Prize Foundation, and he's saying a bunch of people are going to die. And they know this. And they were talking about it on the 22nd of April, which just happened to be Earth Day. And they're focused on what you have to do and how you have to get there. And then one of the other things popped up. They were talking about carbon emissions. And he was saying about how the Mars mission is tough to do. Obviously, they're talking on Earth Day. Because of how rockets have a very high carbon footprint. Now some people would say, yeah, I guess if you're thinking about carbon footprints, but if we're sending somebody to Mars and we're doing a mission like this, are we really thinking about carbon footprints? I mean, who's doing that? Who's so concerned about the carbon footprint of a rocket that they would say, look, we can't even send anybody to Mars because that's how dare you think like that, right?
How dare you?
All right, that's not very nice. That was a little Greta there. I mean, anytime you can play that clip, it's
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
That's funny because, not that she said anything about this issue, but it's funny that she put that in the climate change and climate issue discussion, because that's a lot of our hopes and dreams. You know, that before I die, I'd like to see a mission to Mars, and if people want to go there, that they would go and we would successfully get them there. And boy, you talk about a reality show. That's the ultimate reality show. I mean, if we're getting these video shots back right now from the helicopter doing its thing, can you imagine what that show's going to be like as we're tuning in and having the chance to see, hey, can we get the Mars channel on? I just want to see what they're doing today. Are they cooking right now? They're not cooking beef, right? Because, okay, just checking. Yeah, so, right? I mean, but where she's saying that, that's my dream. I'd like to see that. You're crushing my dream. So I'm just asking the question. Because there'll be other countries that will, suggesting that they would steal our intellectual ability and steal the intellectual property of others and then create something that would be able to have the ability to go to the planet, like other countries. I can't think of really anybody, but, I'm just throwing that out there. That they would actually go and be able to do it and get there before we do. I don't know. Are we in an environment right now where we're not even going to be able to do this because it's going to be people screaming about carbon footprints and jet propulsion and how that works, and meanwhile, while we're arguing and scurrying about trying to figure out how to make this work, it's like, yeah, we're up there already. Yeah, we did it. We're there. So if you want to watch the show, yeah, the other countries there, they're good. I'm just throwing that possibility out there. I could be completely off base. I just saw the article and I thought it was interesting. All right, let's take a quick break because when we come back, I want to see if I have enough time to do this today. If I can't get this in time today, I'm certainly going to get it in tomorrow. There's a teacher, along with another professor, who are gloating about the fact that they're living the life doing what they're doing. Is it because they're teaching our youths here in the United States at these universities? Or is it something else? I'll give you a hint. It's something else. But wait till you hear what the gloating is about, the something else. Yeah, you need to hear this. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News. Right all along with traffic, here's Sabrina Katz.
2 crashes on Palm Beach Boulevard delaying traffic. As of right now, one at Montego Drive, which is near Buckingham Road. The other is at Davis, which is near 31. Congestion east and westbound. A place to avoid. If you're heading this way, you can always avoid it by taking Orange River. Also, a slowdown on the Midpoint Bridge. Average speed is only 28 miles per hour heading into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge if you want the quicker option. And I-75 is still up to speed if you're heading into Collier. Collier County commuters, the crash at Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road is causing backups westbound on Immokalee. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day, although we do have a touch of additional humidity. Temps this afternoon once again soar to the upper 80s and lower 90s, and we do have a stray shower potential late this afternoon and evening for southern Collier County. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastone Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's along with Facebook at Drew Steele Radio if you want to watch. So, well, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of professors in Illinois that are gloating about how they are living the life. They're living the life because of the infestation of social justice in our schools. Please don't tell us that we don't have that going on at our universities, at our schools. We do. If you didn't hear this audio, listen to the 2 of these professors in Illinois caught on a hot mic talking about this very topic, a university there in Illinois. And check this out.
Hey, Gina, you teaching at Roosevelt this semester?
Yes, Ralph, I am.
Great. What are you teaching?
I'm teaching middle school theory and practice, basically.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's quite wonderful.
I love the university. I just do.
I have to say, I do too.
Yeah, it's a great place. I'm so glad you're there too. You fit in so well with their, the university's philosophy and mission, right?
I mean, it's all social justice all day, every day. I get to talk about all the things I love all the time.
All day, every day.
All day in the day gig, all night in my night classes. When I'm here, really, I'm living the life over here.
Living the life over here. All day they talk about social justice at the daycare, night classes, when she's at the college. She's living the life because they get to talk about social justice all day, every day. And the other professor is like, you think that's good? I'll one-up you on that. Listen to this.
Yeah, I always flip out the kids that take my master's class on fiscal policy and public budgets when the first 3 or 4 classes are devoted to philosophy of social justice and how you organize society. We don't talk about one, budgetary item. They're like, oh man, Professor Martiri, this is a really weird way to teach a budget.
It's a really weird way to teach a budget, everybody. I'd say it is. So there are 2 professors in Illinois that are like, listen, I'm teaching about social justice even before I get to fiscal issues. You're here for the fiscal education, right? No. You're here for the issues that we want to talk about. So 2 professors gloating about how they talk about social justice all day, every day, even in the daycare. They're talking about it. And they love it. And they're bragging about it. So I wonder when the discussion comes up, and maybe tomorrow we'll get into more details about this Florida bill that's going to allow students to record professors' lectures to use as political bias evidence. Whether or not this is something that you would be for. I think, isn't Spencer Roach the one that's sponsoring this bill? Am I right about that? I just have to double check that. I think it is. But again, that when you have a situation, it is Spencer Roach is the author of the bill. And, when you look at these issues and free speech and the freedom of speech on our college campuses and how that has been stifled, which just seems like the oddest thing that we went from the left in this country being like, college campuses, this is where we say and do everything, and how it used to be until now, when all of a sudden it's not. It's a place where you stop that from happening. But when you hear this on a hot mic and these 2 college professors talking about this and bragging about how it's social justice all day, every day, and this is what they're doing and teaching, and who's to say that doesn't go down to the middle school and high school levels and what they're doing, because that's their, in some cases, some people, some individuals, their ideology and how they craft the lesson plan in their classroom. Don't miss that. Don't miss it. It's not about the curriculum that's built to say that they're not having a curriculum that would be about social justice issues or their views. It's the fact that when they present a textbook or something that they're using in the lesson plan, that would have it in there inherently. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? Am I making sense here? Am I making sense? Do you see what I'm saying? The difference between having a curriculum that is built around social justice, and that's why you're there, that's what you're doing, and being in a class where you're trying to learn about economics, but the booklets that you're using, what you're using in this lesson plan, whatever it is, the paperwork, the books, have that inherently built into it in the way that the questions are formed. So it's in there. Don't say that it isn't. In some cases, that's exactly what's been happening. And so, again, things that we should be talking to our families about, things that we should talk to our kids about, not being presented to those that are in our schools, and how you can't say that it's not happening, because it is. So we know it, and it seems like every day we're getting more confirmation that it's happening. And we're going to push back. But yeah, I got to talk to Spencer Roach about this bill, so hopefully we'll get an opportunity to do that. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Coming up, David Bossie, we're going to talk to. He was part of the Trump campaign, a campaign manager for Trump, talking about Joe Biden tonight. He's going to address a joint session of Congress. Not a full one. I mean, you know, we got to be COVID friendly. What's he going to talk about? What a mess. We'll get the details coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
This is Greg, owner of Tropical Generator. And when I started my generator business 17 years ago, I made it a priority to focus on reliability. Generators are a lot like fire extinguishers. Hopefully, you never have to use it. But when you do, it better perform flawlessly. There are a lot of competitors out there whose only goal is to separate you from your money. Whether the generator actually performs in an emergency, well, that's not really a concern. Instead of taking a big risk on a cheap fire extinguisher, call Tropical Generator today for a reliable generator system. I offer you 17 years of experience doing expert generator installations, a 4-year degree in electrical engineering, and the highest level Florida licenses in electrical and gas contracting. I also live in Fort Myers and have personally selected and trained every one of our employees. At Tropical Generator, we're big enough to help and small enough to care. Call today, 239-206-4509 or tropicalgenerator.com. That's 239-206-4509 or on the web at tropicalgenerator.com. License EC 13007873.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with a Week 7 update. As Lee County residents fight the radical gender policies in our schools, the Florida House voted to expand school choice to place control of education where it's always belonged, with parents, not with government bureaucrats. We also passed a resolution to allow an up or down vote on term limits for school board members. We passed a bill to ban abortions based on genetic engineering. I believe that every life has dignity, and I'm unapologetically pro-life. During COVID, governments relaxed regulations on businesses, and it prompted me to question the need for so many regulations in the first place. That's why I co-sponsored a bill to protect home-based businesses from the tyranny of over-regulation by local governments. We should use the power of the law to encourage home-based startups, not punish them. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. We only have 1 week to go, so stay tuned, stay engaged, and thank you again for listening. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida 33918.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden addresses a joint session of Congress this evening. He'll promote a new package of spending and benefits called the American Families Plan, with tax hikes and more tax enforcement on high earners to help pay for it. California House Democrat Ro Khanna.
He wants for people who are over $1 million, making over $1 million, to equalize the capital gains and ordinary income tax rate. You know who did that? President Reagan in 1986.
Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy.
He wants to build a society of safety nets where no one has to take responsibility, where it's always somebody else's fault.
They were both on Fox. The Navy fires warning shots at 3 Iranian vessels 68 yards away in the Persian Gulf.
They said that they asked the Iranians to move further away, and only after they didn't fired these warning shots, which they say were aimed not at the vessels, but to indicate the seriousness of their intentions.
Fox's Ryan Chilcote. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
2 crashes on Palm Beach Boulevard delaying traffic. As of right now, one at Montego Drive, which is near Buckingham Road. The other is at Davis, which is near 31. Congestion east and westbound, a place to avoid. If you're heading this way, you can always avoid it by taking Orange River. Also, a slowdown on the Midpoint Bridge. Average speed is only 28 miles per hour heading into Fort Myers. Stick to that Cape Coral Bridge if you want the quicker option. And I-75 is still up to speed if you're heading into Collier. Collier County commuters, the crash at Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road is causing backups westbound on Immokalee. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
When the expected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business, the network that can divide gig speeds to the most businesses. And bounce forward with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. Go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radio, your host of The Drive here. Stop waking up and not being able to see the alarm clock. Stop messing around with contacts and glasses. Go see Dr. Jonathan Franz and his team today. They are experts at designing the right solution for you with the latest technology. I had my LASIK procedure done with them. It changed my life. So whether it's LASIK or the SMILE procedure, which is like LASIK but with a smaller incision, virtually no dry eye syndrome at all, maybe even Visian ICL, it's a replaceable lens and a reversible procedure, which gives you the peace of mind that you're looking for. France Eye Care offers it all. Right now, through the end of Memorial Day week, France Eye Care is offering all veterans, active and retired, $1,000 off the laser vision correction procedure right for your eyes. Don't compromise. Give France Eye Care a call today. Dial star 2020 on your mobile phone.
France Eye Care.
2, 4, 6. It's the $8,000 trade-in event. $8,000. For 4 days only, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are giving you $8,000 more than book value for your trade. Thursday through Sunday, only Florida's #1 Nissan dealer can give you more money than your stimulus and tax refund combined. Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. How can you possibly pass this opportunity up? Nobody pays you $8,000 more than anything is worth. Nobody, except Sutherland Nissan. Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. The $8,000 trade-in event absolutely ends 7 p.m. Sunday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program. Joe Biden's going to get to talk to the joint session of Congress tonight. Not necessarily a full session because, you know, we got to be COVID friendly. David Bossie's joining us right now to talk about this, president of Citizens United and 2016 campaign manager for Donald Trump. It's Drew Steele. How are you this morning, sir?
I am terrific, Drew. Thanks for having me to chat about Uncle Joe here this morning.
Yeah, Uncle Joe is going to be... Hey, you know, a couple of questions right out of the gate. The first question is, he's making his way over to Capitol Hill. Hey, I thought it was under siege. I mean, is it really... he probably shouldn't go there, right? I mean, we got to keep that narrative alive, don't we? I mean...
Of course. You know, I don't even know if he knows where the Capitol is. Wait
a minute.
Hold
on.
Look.
There you go. I just helping you out.
He is look, they need to keep every negative narrative alive about Republicans in order to try to force them politically to make deals because they want to keep us in a weakened position. And that's really fundamentally, if you look at the first 100 days of their administration, they talk unity, but then try to bully the Republicans into doing things, or they do it their own way.
Yeah, and listen, we haven't spent any money, so it's fine that he's looking at 1.8 trillion. I mean, we haven't spent any trillions already, but so here's the one thing I noticed: the American quote unquote social safety net that he's going to present, the 1.8 trillion. Boy, I don't like the word social safety net. The first thing I think about is we really are going back to FDR in those times, and this kind of social safety net in ways that really has destroyed us in many ways. When you're talking about the things and the money that he's talking about spending, talk a little bit about what this plan is bound to do here.
Drew, it's so important. You know, the points you just made are so vital to the future of America. These are not times that you can willy-nilly spend taxpayer dollars without consequence. We have blown up our budget deficits. We have blown up our debt just to unmanageable proportions. And the American people haven't heard this very, very ugly word in a very long time, and that's inflation. Yeah. And the moment inflation takes a hold in our economy, which everybody knows, I'm not an economist, but it's a cycle, and we will see potentially some inflation. And when we do, the debt, which is now choking America, is going to become unmanageable because the servicing of the debt, that interest that we have to pay, will be untenable. And what happened to Greece just a few years ago, we just watched it happen to a incredible country with a great government and a good economy, and they just destroyed themselves.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful. We're throwing around trillions of dollars, $2 trillion here, 1.8 trillion here, for COVID relief as an excuse, when in fact only 10% of that money was for COVID relief. The other 90% were for their wish projects, and their do-good mentality that is really about buying power for the future for the Democrat Party. Let's just call it what it is. And that's what we as Americans have to stand up against. We have to say we cannot hit $30 trillion national debt. It's a crushing number. And Joe Biden throwing these plans around of free health care and free college and free – everybody loves something for free.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't pay for it. And if you look, and I'm sorry to keep going on, but if you look at what this last bill, the infrastructure bill, it was going to be $1.9 trillion, and we're going to pay for it by raising taxes. Well, when you calculate their tax increases, which are irresponsible and affect job creators, but when you do that, it only was like $300 billion. So you're offsetting 1.9 trillion in spending with only $300 billion, which, by the way, is $300 billion that are creating jobs and creating wealth for people and running the economy. You're taking that out, harming the economy, and at the same time not really paying for these programs. So it's just more just irresponsible policy.
Yeah, and you make a couple of very important points, and I might emphasize some of them. The first one is you brought up Greece. Let's not forget now that when we talk about Greece and what they were doing, they had to get bailed out. Basically, Greece didn't change anything about what they were doing, almost as if they knew that the world was going to bail them out, which they did. You might make the case in the United States that that's the same exact thing that's happening, where too many people, too many entities, you could even say corporations know, David, they know that they're going to get bailed out. The decisions that they make doesn't matter, because they'll get bailed out by a government that cyclically, if they actually, well, they do know, it's them that's paying. It's the taxpayers that are paying these bailouts.
But Drew, listen, you're exactly, oh my God, you're so right. But here's the problem with it. When Greece had a problem, they turned to the United States taxpayer, to the United States fundamentally, to bail them out, and we did. when the United States becomes Greece in a economic standpoint and we tip over, okay, because of that swing in our debt and servicing of the debt and interest and the bonds are being called, there's no one to save us. Yeah. If we turn, what are we going to do? Turn to China or Russia? They are the ones who want to see harm done to us. So, and destroy our economy and destroy us from being the leaders in the world. This is helping. This is helping facilitate that. So so these people making these decisions, there's no one to save us if we make those bad decisions. That's what makes us different.
Yeah. And to suggest that there are people that are doing this that don't know what they're doing is flat out wrong. They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
Of course they do, David, because they know that you destroy, then who do you turn to make things better? Where do you go? Yep. You go to the teeth of the United States government to get some more. I mean, look at, and you could probably talk to this as well as anyone when you talk about the stimmies. You know, I got Jake the Millennial, my board up on the other side. His friends are asking him when the next stimmy's coming because, you know, they enjoy sitting home. They're making more sitting home than they are going to get jobs. And what ends up happening? We all get hurt by that. We see that. Exactly what's happening, right?
No question. Without question. I went to a restaurant last night, and it wasn't the COVID restrictions that were stopping people from being seated at the restaurant. It was, we don't have enough employees to serve the 50% that we're able to serve. Yeah. And that they can't get people to come and work for $10 or $12 an hour plus tips because those people are making the same thing. Yeah. You know, they're making 10 or 12 bucks an hour sitting home. And what incentive is there to work? And that's what's destroying really that's a cultural thing. We've gone from we've gone from the greatest generation to really the worst generation in a blink of an eye in one lifetime. And that's what Ronald Reagan used to say, right? Yeah. You know, this republic, this constitutional republic is something you have to fight for. Our children are not handed down our democracy in their bloodstream. Okay, it is. You have to fight for this every day. When I say fight, we have to want it. We have to protect our Constitution. We have to protect our freedoms. That's what Donald Trump did for 4 years. People, you know, I find it intriguing when I talk to people. They say, "Oh my God, the mean tweets, the mean tweets." Hey, how about I'll take a couple of mean tweets today, as opposed to destroying our country from within. Yeah. Okay, that's what the people who voted for Joe Biden have to be thinking right now. Yeah. Okay, that's what I think they're thinking. What did we do? This is not what we voted for. And by the way, let's just talk about this is a divided nation electorally. We have a 50-50 Senate, exactly. We have a House of Representatives where the Democrats have there's 435 members. We have a 4 vote. Democrats have a 4-vote majority out of 435 people. That's the slimmest margin in over 100 years. And Donald Trump, you know, had this election taken from him by 40,000 votes in 3 states. That's it, 42,000 votes in 3 states. That's a divided nation. This country didn't vote for these radical policies. They didn't vote for the Green New Deal. They didn't give Joe Biden some sort of huge, you know, electoral number where he can go out and do whatever he wants and then say, well, I got elected by these big numbers. This is a divided nation. And when he got part of his getting elected was unity, and we haven't seen any unity. We hear Joe Biden talk about all these policies. Oh, we're going to unify. Oh, we need this. They don't mean it. Yeah. Just like you were talking about the economy, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing here too.
Yeah, they do. And certainly, you know, you worry about the polarization that's happening. It's so awful right now, where a 50.1 majority would mean that everything that we do goes, and that's it. And you know, you have one side that certainly wanted to save the country. You have another side that absolutely positively, when you have AOC saying, "Yeah, I'm kind of thumbs up with what Joe Biden's doing," you know, it's about tearing things down. It's not about bringing things together and bringing us together. And
that's scary.
Yeah. And you even bring up the greatest generation. And I could even make the case before we go, David, and maybe you can speak to this, that listen, there were times in our history, and I've said this before, if you look at any of the major events in the history of this country, we were unified. We came together. The greatest generation understood the unification. Even you can go back to the Civil War or even any other time that you want to go back to, the World War II. We always had a moment where we would galvanize, come together, unify. We had that sense of purpose and together and being together as a nation. We don't have that anymore. And I can't see, when that comes back, how we get it back.
Because, and man, you make such a good point, because every day, as we destroy the very fabrics of our country, as the teachers don't let our kids back in the classrooms, as they're teaching critical race theory, calling America a racist country, as we're destroying the fabric of the trust in our police men and women, those are destructive things that will not allow us. When there's a moment of inflection where America needs to come together, to your point, if there is something that is able to stir America to be together, it won't allow it to happen, or it may not allow it to happen because of all of these destructive things that are going on every minute of every day. And the mainstream media is now just in the pocket of the left. They are a Democrat super PAC. No, more simply put than that. They work to forward the left's agenda, and I think the American people are smart enough to get it.
Yeah. All right, David Bossie, we'll check out the president tonight and see what he has to say and how. I wonder if he walks in with a mask and then tears it off and says, "Look at it, look at me now."
It's so dramatic.
Hopefully not. Just a semi-coherent speech would be fine, and then we'll judge the rest.
Well, maybe he could have. Maybe he'll have the fraud Dr. Fauci in the audience, and everybody can bow to Dr. Fauci's mask mandate.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, I'm out on that one. No thanks. All right, David Bossie, we appreciate it. All the best. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Drew.
All right, we'll see you soon. David Bossie there, president of Citizens United, 2016 campaign manager for the president. Look, the President Biden speaks tonight. Joint session of Congress. We'll see how it goes. I mean, what he'll say and how he'll follow the teleprompter and all the things that are there. That part will be the only entertaining part. The rest of it we already know. It's a hot mess. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Listen, right now, I don't have it in my hand, but I have a $50 Mel's gift certificate. 5 great locations, Mel's Diner. My family loves Mel's Diner. If you want to dine there, well, all you have to do is be the 9th caller right now at 239-479-5592. 9th caller. You get to play Drew's College, have a little bit of fun, and hopefully, and you'll get the $50 Mel's gift certificate just for being the 9th caller right now at 239-479-5592. Drew's College next. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash at Palm Beach Boulevard in Davis is delaying traffic for 2 miles. If you're heading west of Buckingham Road to State Route 31, do not head towards Palm Beach Boulevard. Stick to Orange River. Also, a crash at the intersection of Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road. Still slowing traffic for about 1.5 miles. So to avoid this, if you're heading out of Immokalee, stick to Wilson Boulevard, then take Golden Gate Boulevard to 951. The Trip to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day, although we do have a touch of additional humidity. Temps this afternoon once again soar to the upper 80s and lower 90s, and we do have a stray shower potential late this afternoon and evening for southern Collier County. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan with some good news from the factory. We've just been authorized to add all brands to the list of vehicles eligible for our trade-in offer. Yep, literally all brands qualify now. So if your 9-year-old Beamer just hit 100,000 miles, don't cry. Stop paying for expensive repairs and premium gas for that old gas-guzzling luxury brand you're driving. As long as it's a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, bring it to Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new, fuel-efficient Nissan today. Whatever your trade-in was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, regardless of where you bought it from, And regardless of what brand it is, that's what we'll give you for it. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, if people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it. But you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. Mistakes in real estate can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right. Let's go to Brandy. Brandy's in Cape Coral. Hello there, Brandy.
Hello.
Hello. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready, Brandy?
Yes.
All right. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, do you remember? Well, you know Senator Rick Scott, right? He's the senator of the state of Florida.
Yes.
Do you remember who was the senator before Rick Scott? Like the one that he beat to take that seat? He was a Democrat. He's there for a really long time. Former astronaut, as he likes to say.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that... Boy, I thought this was an associate's degree question. Maybe I should have saved that for another time.
I'm like totally.
Bill. It was Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson was his name. Remember Bill Nelson?
Yeah, I do now that you say it.
Yeah, now that I say it, but it's out of our memory now. Isn't that fun? All right. Well, let's try an associate's degree on this question. All right, I'll give you this one. Mount Rushmore. What state is Mount Rushmore in? Do you know? Oh, boy. Do you know what Mount Rushmore is?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
Nebraska?
No, it's in South Dakota, but no. But you know what Mount Rushmore is, right?
I've never been there.
Yeah, you've probably seen pictures, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
I'm glad you don't have my last name on it.
No, I don't. Okay. Well, let's try an associates on this question. All right, let's try this one. The Statue of Liberty is something that people see. As a matter of fact,
it's in New York.
Okay, it's in New York. There you go. And that's not even what I was going to ask, but you know what? I'm going to give you. It is in New York. Let's just have a positive here. All right, so that's an associate's. You ready for your bachelor's degree question?
Yes.
Oh gosh. All right. So, are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes.
In the Constitution, right? We have rights or freedoms that are part of the First Amendment. Can you name a couple of them? Maybe 2 of them? What are some of the rights and freedoms? And give me 2. Freedom of
speech
and freedom of
religion.
There you go. I won't go any further than that. We end on a positive. That's what I tell my son all the time when he's playing golf, when he has a lousy shot. It's like, no, don't do the lousy shot. You got to end on a positive. Let's have a good hit. So that was that was your good golf hit right there.
Yes.
So to speak. Well, congratulations.
It was like a hole-in-one,
yeah, well, no, it wasn't a hole. Let's not get carried away. It wasn't a hole-in-one. It was you made contact. That's what it so congratulations. You got a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College. You also got a $50 gift card to Mel's Diner. It's a great place to dine. Five locations. Yeah, nice. 5 locations.
I love Mel's Diner.
Well, it loves you back. Just don't ask them to ask you any questions on Anyway, all right, so stay right there, okay?
Okay.
All right, Amanda Milius coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Guys, more candles on the cake means less testosterone in the tank. But we can turn this back into this. You just need a tune-up.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. neogenicmd.com. Neogenics, rediscover your youth. 277-9999.
92.5.
They didn't like being told to go home. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Protesters in Elizabeth City, North Carolina went past a curfew, clashing with police last night, angry over a black man shooting death last week.
We saw officers warn people repeatedly to disperse for about an hour and a half after that 8 p.m. curfew went into effect. Around 9:30, we saw officers move in wearing riot gear. When that didn't work, we saw officers handcuff and arrest a handful of protesters who failed to follow those orders.
Fox's Charles Watson. Andrew Brown Jr.'s family claims sheriff's deputies executed him. A judge will today consider allowing body cam footage to be made public. President Biden will address the nation tonight from Congress, pushing something new.
The Americans Families Plan is expected to cost around $1.8 trillion. It addresses child care, paid family leave, free community college, and free pre-K.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. It would be funded in part by raising taxes on wealthier Americans. Republicans oppose that. More than half of American adults have got at least one COVID vaccine dose, and there is new guidance for them.
Outdoor activities without a mask are safe. However, we continue to recommend masking in crowded outdoor settings and venues.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky. Some states have gotten rid of mask mandates and other restrictions. Tennessee is next. Fox's Evan Brown has more live.
Yeah, Dave, Tennessee's Governor Bill Lee says he will not renew emergency orders on coronavirus when they expire in a few days.
COVID-19 is now a managed public health issue in our states, no longer a statewide public health crisis. It's time for celebrations.
While Tennessee never had a statewide mask mandate, the governor's orders allowed for cities and counties to implement them, and with the expiring of his executive order, Lee says those local governments can no longer require them, Dave.
America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Palm Beach Boulevard in Davis is delaying traffic for 2 miles. If you're heading west of Buckingham Road to State Route 31, do not head towards Palm Beach Boulevard. Stick to Orange River. Also, a crash at the intersection of Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road. Still slowing traffic for about 1.5 miles. So to avoid this, if you're heading out of Immokalee, stick to Wilson Boulevard, then take Golden Gate Boulevard to 951. The Trip to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida, with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida, with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then, bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Nothing runs like a I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. We'll talk more coming up about Joe Biden. He's going to be making his way to the Capitol. He's going to be addressing a joint session of Congress tonight to talk about more trillions of dollars to spend because, you know, that's what they do. And it's not safe, Joe. Don't you know? It's the Capitol's on lockdown. What are you doing? You got to keep the narrative going, right? Well, anyway, he's going to be there. It's a whole mess. And we'll get to that coming up. What isn't a mess is something that's going to be happening tomorrow that we are looking forward to. Our private screening of Plot Against the President, the great movie directed by Amanda Milius. And we're going to have Congressman Devin Nunes in town and Kash Patel. And it's going to be a great evening. So we're looking forward to that. And Amanda Milius right now, who directed the movie, is joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, producer and director of the movie, former deputy assistant for content at the State Department under President Trump. And before we get going, Amanda, I just have to ask this a little personal side note here. You know, getting ready for you being in town here tomorrow with us for the screening and everything. And I hear you're talking to John Cassio and the program director, and you're talking to all these people. Not a call. Nothing. I don't get not an email, not a phone call, nothing. Nothing at all.
I don't want to bother the main guy.
Is that what it is? You see,
yeah, I mean, you're...
Now I only see how this works. You see, it's everybody knows my business here in Southwest Florida. That's what we do, and I'm an open book. And so I'm airing my laundry here right out in front. Now I'm just kidding. I know. All right.
I figure you're too busy being thronged by fans, and
Boy,
I don't want to get in the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
man, you're good at this.
Weird.
You cover this really, really well. All right. Well, we're excited to have you in town tomorrow, and we're excited about the screening. It's going to be great. And, there's a lot of things I wanted to talk about, Hollywood and the like, obviously with the Oscars over the weekend and what a mess. And I wanted to get into some detail on that and how progressive it has become, and it's unwatchable and everything else. But even before we get into that, some of the things that I find interesting, the plot against the president, the unveiling of what happened with the Russia collusion hoax, and even how, if you're thinking about it now, today, even currently, how it's still part of the discussion out there, right? Even when you have CNN, who has their new reporter, Natasha Bertrand, who's going to be there, it's like, it doesn't go away, Amanda. It continues. The whole thing, in any way that they can do it, they keep this thing alive.
No, good spotting, Natasha over at CNN, because as soon as she was hired, I mean, that this Russia stuff is going to be front and center. I mean, there's nobody who hallucinates Russian fever dreams more than Natasha Bertrand. I mean, she at one point, Devin tells this great story about her being literally camped out under a stairwell in front of his office in the Capitol building, in the Congressional building. I mean, these people are just nuts. Yeah, no, they're never going to let it go. I mean, she's definitely like a junior Rachel Maddow, if you will. But yeah, no, and I mean, and as you see, I mean, this stuff, they just recycle it. I mean, the Russia stuff's going to come back. They don't like that they got proven wrong. They don't like to lose that big on that big of a stage, which is why they have to move on to the every hoax that comes after it. But I think they're going to return to it. I think they're going to try to come back to it.
Yeah. As you were even at the beginning when you were thinking about doing this, I guess when you thought about making this and creating this and having this in your head, was it really about, and obviously you knew what was going on and you heard the stories and everything else, but there's also that other side that says, something has to be done. You have to take action. You have to show people what's going on. And this idea that there are innocent people out there who are, and you probably didn't even realize it at the time, but we see it now, that this is going to be perpetrated. Even when the truth comes out, they still run with this. Like it was that motivation for you to do this. I mean, that was a big part of it, obviously.
Well, definitely. And I mean, in some ways, I mean, even, you could say our side, if you will, like the right-wing side is still trying to keep up with the daily news. And there really wasn't an opportunity for any outlet to sort of go back and say, hold on a second, here's what just happened. All of this is wrong. This was a complete hoax. This, and just take a look and actually do that. I mean, I think some of them could have done more of that. So in some ways it was a necessary thing that nobody was doing. But also it was an opportunity because it was such an amazing story. Right. I mean, it's truly, as we've talked about, a real life spy thriller, and what an amazing story to be able to tell. I mean, there were times where I just couldn't believe, I'm like, am I the only one trying to do this? I mean, this is like a gift. This is a filmmaker's gift. That's what I always say not to segue into the Hollywood thing, but where I'm like, Hollywood's going to ignore amazing stories like this. Fine, I'll do it. Right. I'll tell them it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, and now as we get
obviously,
go ahead.
Lee Smith's book, I should add on to that, but obviously, people that are telling the story, Lee Smith and finding his book, people like that are telling the story. And so it's kind of like, it's up to me to find people like that and find them telling the correct story in the first place.
Right. And there are true heroes in this story. I mean, I'll say it, and I'll say it tomorrow night as well when we're all together. I mean, Devin Nunes, Kash Patel. I mean, come on. I mean, you talk about real patriots, people don't even realize probably the whole story. Maybe we don't even know the whole story of how Devin Nunes was treated during all of this, some of the things behind the scenes that were going on and what kind of threats were out there, and even with Kash, and even just all of it, right? Just the fact that you have to, you have to have a special kind of person who understands what the truth is, what's coming, see it in front of you, and still go after it. That's a big deal.
No, it's amazing. I mean, you really don't have people like that very frequently, especially in politics. Look, like, politics are always going to attract a certain kind of person. Weirdly, it's a very similar kind of person that is attracted to working in Hollywood. So I've found that, like, being in both places, you sort of find these very, like, narcissistic, moral courage, as we say, is not like the quality that you think of when you think of politician. And that's why Devin Nunes is so special and deserves so much recognition, as does somebody like Kash Patel. And yeah, you have to see the story to really understand. I mean, you can explain to somebody like, oh, okay, they stood up for the truth, but when you actually see it and have real life consequences that he's continuing to have. I mean, to this day, imagine, being in his shoes at this point when with the Biden presidency and everything that's switched over, he's continuing to be punished for standing up and telling the truth. Right. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no doubt. Amanda Milius joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. She'll be here along with Congressman Devin Nunes, Kash Patel. We'll be here in Naples at Silver Spot as we do a private screening of The Plot Against the President. What a great movie. And talking a little bit about that. And also, you brought it up in Hollywood. And I hate to say when did things change, because, the 70s, the 80s, early on in Hollywood, and dare I say even after that, you had Hollywood, you had players in Hollywood, probably people that you knew were not on the left and didn't really have a problem with maybe speaking their mind. Still, the movies were coming out. And next thing you know, Hollywood changes into this obsession with every detail of everything that has to be woke and social justice, and every inch, every speck. I mean, I think I was watching a trailer just the other day of one of the Disney movies. I forget which one that just came out. And it was like every inch, every drop, every speck has to have some kind of social justice message or something to it, or wokeness, or whatever it is. And it's all unwatchable. And I think the results of the Oscars and the numbers there maybe bear out what a lot of people have said, which is they've given up. I mean, you grew up there, surrounded by it. I mean, did you see it as a young person? Did you notice that early on? Did you notice, or did anybody in your family talk to you about these changes?
Well, I mean, in my case, actually, I'm kind of really lucky because my parents, my dad was nominated for an Academy Award in I think 1980 was the year. And it was for Apocalypse Now, which is obviously a masterpiece. I mean, I'm just obviously very proud that my dad wrote that. That's an amazing thing. Yeah. But the more important learning lesson in there is my parents would always tell me the story about how they went to the award ceremony and they were all dressed up and whatever, the whole thing in the limo. And my dad was so annoyed at just sort of the whole stuffiness of the thing, and so did not care if he had won or not, that they left before the award was announced because he was hungry and he didn't want to wait for the dinner, and he didn't want the fancy dinner, and he wanted to go get a cheeseburger at Tommy's. So him and my mom left the Academy Awards before it was announced and went to get cheeseburgers. I tell this just to be, that's the right attitude. Like, if you did something great, who cares what these people say? And frankly, Apocalypse Now lost out to Kramer versus Kramer anyway. So the Academy Awards have never known what they were doing. They've never been a good judge of their own industry. And yes, now they're combined with hysterical wokeness. And I was saying this, not just hysterical wokeness. That's what they always do, right? They always congratulate each other on their wokeness. That's what the awards are. It's not for quality. It's for wokeness. Now they're doing these hypochondriac COVID performances at the same time where they're all sitting by themselves and wearing masks and doing all this weird stuff. I mean, it was just completely over the top. And that's America. There is no institution more out of touch with the general public in America than the Academy.
Right. But and the way things are right now, though, Amanda, and you brought this up before, you really don't have. Do you really need Hollywood anymore? I mean, why is it even necessary?
It's not, and that's the funny thing. And the more they don't want anybody to say that. I mean, it's a very emperor's new clothes thing, and people are always like, "Oh, Hollywood's totally communist, and it's really awful." Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, great, have them be more awful. I mean, I don't really wish that. Obviously, it would be nice if we had the Hollywood of the golden age, but frankly, it's like, I don't care what they do. They're just leaving more audience for me and for people like me. And I think there's going to be a lot more people like me that are able to make content that they want to make. I don't see how they're gatekeepers exactly anymore. I mean, you know, if you don't need their money, you don't need their studios. We on the dissident culture side, I think, are working out distribution issues right and left, and I think it's not going to be much of a problem. I see a very bright future for all kinds of material for all parts of the country.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And I might make another point, too, when it comes to the Oscars and these award shows. I tend to believe that you're going to see less and less of people viewing in because, quite honestly, there was a time in the past where that was the only way you would get a glimpse into pulling the curtain back, if you will, to see these individuals. It's the only time you would hear them speaking outside of the movies a long, long time ago. Now you just go on anybody's social media account and you see more than you want to see. So there's no reason to even tune into that anymore because it's like, I could go on social media and see all of this and hear all their rants. And now I got to watch it on TV. No, thanks. I really don't even need that.
No, that's a good point, and I haven't considered that. You know, the scarcity of seeing these propped up stars that were, you know, previously created by the Star Machine Studios as these mysterious, larger-than-life figures who have now debased themselves every day in front of us in one either horrific headline or scandal or, you know, or another, or with some kind of like political. I mean, there's nothing more embarrassing than entertainers lecturing people about politics. Yeah. I mean, it really is just all a variation of Cardi B explaining who to vote for. It's just horrific. I mean, yeah, these people have totally lost their own star power.
Sorry, you know, speaking of that, to me, it's just so, the whole Bernie Sanders, Cardi B, I just can't even, you know, that's the thing you can't unsee. You know, it's some of the nasty stuff of politics is there are some things that you just see sometimes that's like, I can't unsee this. I can't unsee the fight song Hillary Clinton back in the day when all the Hollywood artists were singing about Hillary and everything. I can't unsee that. I can't unhear it. There are things that I don't know how I get it out of my brain. I know how you do it. This is how you do it. You watch The Plot Against the President. You see that and you wash all that out. You get it all out and you see exactly what's going on. It's a great movie, and we are going to be excited to have this private screening tomorrow at Silver Spot Cinema there at Mercado in Naples, and it's going to be great. Devin Nunes will be with us along with Kash Patel and Amanda Milius, who is the producer and director of the movie. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. So be ready for some fun. It's going to be a great evening. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we'll see you then.
You too. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you and so excited to come to Naples.
And don't forget, you know, as my mother would say, you don't write, you don't call. You pick up the phone. Is it so hard for you to pick up the phone and call? Okay. All right.
That's a good note.
And it's also a good impression of actually, it's an awful impression of my mother, but people like when I do it. She hates it, but that's there's a lot of truth in that. Listen,
is she coming to the screening?
No. She can't because she's busy. Here's what she would say. She would say, we would love to, but we've had a busy day. We went out early. We got some coffee. It was great. And then tonight I got to make sure I want to have a piece of fish. I got to make sure it's moist because sometimes you get the fish, it's not moist. So that's.
Oh, she's got a busy lady. I mean,
no, she just likes to eat. That's really all it is. So it's about food, because for Sicilians, it's all about the world is like what you're making for dinner. That's what starts at 9 a.m. when you wake up, and that's it. The whole day is about food, which is not a bad thing. Actually.
I think all moms at a certain age, that's really the top. That's pretty much what they talk about.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I'm all right. All right, I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Have a great day.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
Okay. Bye.
See ya. All right, there she goes. Amanda Millie is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I know there's a lot of that's the personal stuff we bring up every once in a while. But listen, Plot Against the President, great movie, exposes the Russia collusion hoax that, interestingly enough, when you know how it turned out, when you see the details of how they planned this, how they plotted it out, what they did, and then you realize, like I talked with Amanda about just there, was that there are people still connected with this that are in the media. CNN, Natasha Bertrand, who was somebody who was pushing the hoax over and over and over again like nobody else. And now she has a position at CNN still. Why do you think that is? You don't think it's because they want to continue to perpetuate this lie? In some way? It doesn't go away. They're not going to let it go away. Even when the truth, everything is exposed, it's out there. They don't let it go away. It's awful. And that's why this movie is such a big deal, because when you see how it was played out, how it was exposed, the work that was done, the patriots that were like Nunes and Kash Patel, incredible what they were able to, and so many others too in the movie. You get to see it. It's something you can't miss. All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's going on with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
There's a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Broadway that is slowing traffic eastbound as well as westbound on Palm Beach Boulevard. Eastbound lanes are blocked. Packing House Road will be your alternate. Now, if you are heading out on Palm Beach Boulevard towards 31, avoid this. Still seeing that delay from the crash at Davis. So between Buckingham Road and 31, take Orange River if you want the crash-free option. In Collier County, a crash at 951 and Immokalee Road is delaying traffic for 1 mile heading westbound towards the intersection. You can't avoid this if you're heading out of Immokalee if you stick to Wilson to Golden Gate Boulevard. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day, although we do have a touch of additional humidity. Temps this afternoon once again soar to the upper 80s and lower 90s, and we do have a stray shower potential late this afternoon and evening for southern Collier County. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Spring sales drive, Marty.
You moving them doggies out, Marty, man?
Yeah, sure, everything goes.
Oh,
yep.
So you're marking them up to sit on the lot another year.
No.
Marty, you know you can't beat Victory Lane Chevy's huge roundup of new 2021 Chevy Equinox LTs with up to 20% off MSRP.
Who's that?
Or choose new 2021 Chevy Traverse LT, up to 15% off MSRP. Marty, you ever see those Western movies with the gigantic cattle drives?
Yes, I have. I've seen that.
Well, this isn't one of them, but it's close. The savings are blooming at Victory Lane Chevrolet's Spring Sales Drive. Find new roads and save up to 20% off MSRP on new 2021 Chevy Equinox or new Chevy Traverse with up to 15% off MSRP. All with our goal of 100% credit approval. It's Sales Drive time, buckaroos, at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 4/30/2021.
When was the last time you ate at Spanky's? Hi, I'm Emily Monty, and my husband Ted and I invite you to dine with us for lunch or dinner on Naples' most enjoyable open-air waterfront patio or inside among hundreds of vintage antiques and memorabilia. Our variety of dining options ensures the comfort for all of our guests. Spanky's has been a Naples landmark for over 37 years. Whether you're looking for Naples' best prime rib or fresh seafood, Spanky's has something for everyone, offering the highest quality product at an exceptional value. Spanky's has daily lunch and dinner specials and early bird dining from 4 to 5:30. Dining is also available in our full bar while you enjoy daily happy hour. At Spanky's, we understand you have many local dining options. That's why it's our mission to provide you with our warm Southern hospitality that keeps our customers coming back for years to come. Visit Spanky's today on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway, Naples.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastogne Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue, a lot of you know about. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Gary, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Greetings, everyone. This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here to warn you about legislation that could destroy America as we know it. H.R. 1 was deceitfully named the For the People Act, but I call it the Corrupt Politicians Act. This federal power grab eliminates voter ID and many other measures that protect secure voting. Presenting identification to vote is the gold standard in voting all over the world. Yet the proponents of this bill say it is racist to mandate identification. This is insulting. They are insinuating that Black Americans cannot get IDs. Are they questioning our intelligence? Do they think we are not full members of a society where people need an ID for just about everything? It is time to stop the attacks. We should all work together to make sure it is easy to vote and hard to cheat. This ad is paid for by the American Constitutional Rights Union. We believe in your right to live free. If you'd like more information, go to theacru.org.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Broadway that is slowing traffic eastbound as well as westbound on Palm Beach Boulevard. Eastbound lanes are blocked. Packing House Road will be your alternate. Now, if you are heading out on Palm Beach Boulevard towards 31, avoid this. Still seeing that delay from the crash at Davis. So between Buckingham Road and 31, take Orange River if you want the crash-free option. In Collier County, a crash at 951 and Immokalee Road is delaying traffic for 1 mile heading westbound towards the intersection. You can't avoid this if you're heading out of Immokalee if you stick to Wilson to Golden Gate Boulevard. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Doesn't feel too shabby as you step out the door. We're in the 50s and 60s across Southwest Florida with just a touch of additional humidity. Now this afternoon, we are going to soar to near 90 degrees across most spots in Southwest Florida with a stray shower potential in southern Collier later on this afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, the return of showers and storms, especially on Sunday, so get ready and grab the umbrella before you head out this weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Rob McDaniel here, the second generation of Kenmark Air. Kenmark Air is celebrating 25 years professional, honest, and top-rated service in Southwest Florida. To celebrate, Kenmark Air has its own branded air conditioning system, the K. McDaniel Series, named after our father, Ken McDaniel. The K. McDaniel Series is a completely coated outside system with storm protection, and for a limited time, we're offering 25% off qualifying high-efficient K. McDaniel systems. Call today for a free in-home estimate, 239-437-7040, and online at kenmarkair.com. License number CAC 057163.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. We entrepreneurs are always improving our listening skills.
My dad told me at age 29, Michael, you're a man now. You're about to be married. You have responsibilities. You'd be a fool to start your own business. I did what any loving son would do. I started 5 of them. I didn't listen to my dad, but I have learned to listen to my customers, which is why my 5th successful business, Patriot Software, created accounting software to help non-accountants like me keep accurate accounting records. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code XM and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Patriotsoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, taking your calls. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. By the way, if you want to watch streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. We appreciate that. Anything you want to talk about this morning? Maybe you want to talk about Joe Biden and the fact that he'll be addressing a joint session of Congress. Well, not full, but, because COVID tonight, and what he's going to be saying, and we'll get to that. And also about masking up, CDC guidelines changing. We can get to that coming up. First, let's do this. The top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
I'm so glad you're there too. You fit in so well with their, the university's philosophy and mission, right?
I mean, it's all social justice all day, every day. I get to talk about all the things I love all the time.
All day, every day.
All day in the day gig, all night at my night classes, when I'm here. Really, I'm living the life over here.
Living a life over here. Nothing to see here. Just a couple of professors caught on a hot mic talking about how awesome it is that every day, all day, social justice is the conversation. Living the life, as one professor is telling the other. I mean, this is great. At the daycare, night classes, even when I'm here at home, all over the place. Everybody's talking about it. They're living the life, talking about it every minute of the day. And the professor even talking about how students are flipping out because as he's trying to teach them economics, he starts talking about social justice the first couple of lessons, even before he gets it. And the students are like, oh, is this really how it's going to be? And he's like, yeah, isn't it awesome? Right?
Number 4.
What do you say to the folks in India?
Look, I'm sorry. This is the last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be in trouble. Just a little clip of Joe Biden getting in trouble for saying stuff. I mean, not the usual stuff, just that he shouldn't say more stuff than he's supposed to say as he goes back to a microphone being asked by reporters yesterday a bunch of different questions after the CDC guideline announcement and mask announcement. And he don't want to get in too much trouble because these guys over here that write everything out for me and tell me exactly what I can do, what time lunch is going on, and everything else I can't get off schedule.
Number 3.
When are kids going to be able to take off those masks and play outside at the playground?
That's going to be the same thing that I mentioned a moment ago. It's going to be a situation. Well, first of all, kids will ultimately wind up getting vaccinated, but you want to have some activity in that direction before they do. High school kids will likely get vaccinated as we get into the fall term.
We got to get the kids vaccinated, even though the science, which I'm trying to understand, that's the Fauci on NBC's Today Show this morning, because he was upset about something that Joe Rogan, the podcaster, was talking about. Saying that, listen, if you're young and you're healthy, you don't have to worry about getting vaccinated against the vid. And I'll explain what he said about that in just a second. But then the discussion about kids and getting vaccinated, and when we look at the evidence and we see about kids and the fact that how they get the vid and what the reaction is with kids and the numbers, the percentages. I mean, are we worried about overwhelming hospitals and deaths with kids because we're not seeing that? Or what are we worried about? Again, are these questions that we could ask? And I'll talk about this more in detail in just a second because there's more to the story.
Number 2.
Gupta. And Dr. Gupta, I am among the fully vaccinated, joined Team Pfizer, and I did go jogging today in the park. This was the mask that I wore with a doctor's mask under it.
Nobody finds that odd that MSNBC's Joy Reid is talking to a doctor about masking up and how she's fully vaccinated and wears a double mask jogging outside. Fully vaccinated, jogging outside, double masking. Yay, team.
Number 1.
Wear a mask. You chose to wear a mask as you walked out here. What message were you sending by wearing a mask outside alone?
By watching me take it off and not put it back on till I get inside.
Yeah. Come on, JoJo. That's what we do. Joe Biden, President of the United States, who's letting everybody know the grand announcement about, look, new CDC guidelines. You're outside, you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. You're good to go. So I walked out of the White House, made my way to the lawn. There, a nice big long walk with the mask on, and then I walked up and then I took the mask off. Hey, well, why did you do that? That was kind of weird. It's like, because I'm not putting it back on. What?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Look, we don't want to pick on Joe too much. Yeah, we do. We have to. No, somebody in the White House, one of the geniuses that surround him and, let him know what time lunch is and let him know where to step and let him know what to say and write down all this fancy stuff. And he's like, where do I sign? Right here. Okay. That kind of thing. Some genius said, here's a great idea. When making the announcement out of the new CDC guidance that's saying that now if you're vaccinated outside, hey, you don't have to wear a mask. There are liberties that you get to enjoy that the unwashed mask wearers, unvaccinated, don't get. Yeah, I know. I get so many texting. People get really upset when I say that. But I'll make the point in just a second. But yeah, as he walks outside, somebody said, this will be really cool. You walk out, and then when you get out there, you take the mask off, and you don't put it back on when you leave. And the reporters are like, that's a really weird message you're sending. You just walked out and you had a mask on. Why are you doing that? Because I'm not putting it back on. Yeah, but wouldn't it have been better if you walked out without the mask and we always would have said, hey, he's not wearing a mask. Why not? And then you made the announcement and we would have been like, oh, wow, that was pretty impressive. Like who did that? Somebody thought that was a good idea. It's probably the same people that think $1.8 trillion in spending for a new social safety net is a good idea, which it's not. He'll talk about that tonight. Can't wait to hear more about that, about how your tax dollars are going to all different kinds of places. It's just trillions. Look, the rich will pay for it. We're going to tax them out of existence, which he announced the other day. And, of course, the stock market's like, yeah, this is probably not a good idea because there are a lot of people that depend on jobs that are created by these individuals who are making money and investments in jobs and growth. And, yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot of that. They're going to figure out a way to not pay it and pass it on to you. That's how that works. But it's not like they don't know it. I think the lead in that story is the left knows that the things that they do destroy the country. They're not dumb. They don't do it like they're sitting there going, man, I wish we could find an economist or somebody that can explain all of this so we don't do the wrong thing in destroying the economy. No, they know full well what they're doing, and that's the angle. They're going to do it to destroy, to tear down, so that you will be dependent on a government that will be there to save you. But we're on to the game, and so are a lot of other people during the 2020 election. All right, Joe Biden, there he is.
Beginning today.
Yeah.
Gathering with a group of friends in a park, going for a picnic. As long as you are vaccinated and outdoors, you can do it without a mask.
Oh. Well, that's exciting, everybody, right? Are we going to get to the 4th of July? All I care about is the 4th of July. That's really like because I haven't been out of my house since then, and I'm not hanging out with anybody, and I'm not grilling or doing anything like that. Of course, I don't grill beef because beef is a bad thing. We want to stay away from beef. So I'm grilling some kind of vegan thingy, and so when do I get the 4th of July? Do I get it?
Well, we still have a long way to go in this fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of work to do in May and June to get us to July 4th. We've made stunning progress because of all of you, the American people.
All of you that are vaccinating up, you vaccine up, it's because of you. Now, look, I'm not saying you shouldn't vaccinate. I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and do it. We certainly can do it. There are going to be people that choose, 20% of the American people that don't want to vax up for whatever reason. They decide not to do it. Okay, that is their decision as well. Listen, if you're vaccinated, you're good. If you're around somebody that's not vaccinated, you're fine. Well, it's the unvaccinated. What are they going to do? Well, you've already done what you need to do for you. You're good. We know who the people are that are the most vulnerable and who are the ones that really seriously need to be concerned about the vid, which is quite serious. We get it, but it's not going away. We're not going to mask it away. The vaccines are helpful, certainly for those that the most vulnerable, the elderly. We all know about the most vulnerable at this point, right? We know this. But now we have a situation where we're being told that we can enjoy each other's company and do some other things because you've been vaccinated, except for the fact that when you look at the safe activities that you can do, it's a weird, strange list, and how they decided how to do this, it's odd. I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at the list. And Jake, you got your I'm looking at the ding, and okay, there it is. So I'm going to play some audio here. So when you have vaccinated versus unvaccinated, and here's where there's some confusion. Like, Joy Reid is jogging outside wearing 2 masks. And like I mentioned earlier, the CDC should put out guidance, and the White House should put out guidance that says a couple of things. Number one, if you're one of those people that buy that have created a creepy looking mask that looks like flesh and it looks like your face, and you took a picture and then you had it on a mask and you're wearing that, it's super creepy, and we should avoid that at all costs. I don't care about words on there. I don't care about teeth on there. I don't care about anything else, fake smiles or whatever. I just care about the fleshy looking thing that doesn't look like your face, that you think looks like the face. It's just creepy. So we should eliminate those. They should have some kind of guideline for that. We should get rid of that. We should have some kind of guideline that says if you're sitting in your car and you're by yourself and you're wearing a mask and you're inside the car and you're driving a car, stop wearing a mask. I'm just saying that. You don't have to yell. Be gentle, because we don't want to scare anybody. 10 and 2. But then the list here. So you can, if you're unvaccinated or vaccinated, walk, run, bike outdoors with members of your household. That's a good thing. You're good. You could, ding me. Attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated family and friends. If you're unvaccinated or vaccinated, you're good. Both people are good to go. All good. You can attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people if you're fully vaccinated. If you're not, you got to wear a mask. Yeah, sorry. But if you attend a crowded outdoor event, like a live performance, parade, or a sports event, I mean, crowded, what does that mean? Outdoor event, it's outside still. If you're unvaccinated, that's a no-no. But if you're vaccinated, you're fine, right? No, that's a no-no. Wait, that's a no. How's that a no-no? I got a vaccine. That should be good, right? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand, and that's why this whole thing gets confusing. Again, if you're vaccinated, then you're good to dine at an outdoor restaurant with friends from multiple households. Who knows if they're vaccinated or not? You could attend small outdoor gatherings with fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people. You can attend a small outdoor gathering with fully vaccinated family and friends and walk, run, or bike outside with members of your household. But for some reason, if you have a crowded outdoor event, you have to mask up. What? Because the vaccine doesn't work? Or what does that mean? Well, there's a chance that you can get it, but there's no chance that you could get it the other ways? It's the crowd, and the crowd could be, you could have 100 people, and every single one of them is just dripping with the vid, and you're standing among them, and you're vaccinated. Don't you should wear a mask, right? I'm still confused. Maybe it shouldn't be confusing. Maybe everything it's a lot easier. Oh, and by the way, indoor, you're completely out. Indoor, it's no. You have to wear a mask indoors, which would lead a lot of people to believe that if you know the vid's not going anywhere, it's here to stay. We're not going to eliminate it. It's not going to disappear off the face of the planet. Then when are we going to be able to stop masking indoors? And I might make the case that the answer is never. How are you going to do that? Well, we'll have businesses make a choice. So some businesses, will say, hey, masks are optional. And you'll have people that are sitting there going, I can't believe that. They're walking in without a mask. I can't believe this. They don't even care about us. Yeah, but I'm vaccinated. Yeah, I know, so am I. But can you believe this? It's like the mask. Somebody brought this up and they said, it's like the mask is the new MAGA hat. Not in a negative, in the way that when you're wearing a MAGA hat, it's like, I know where that person stands. I know exactly what they think. All right. And you have some people that are like, all right, love it. And you have some people that are like, oh, that is a bad thing you got there. You know your hair will fall out if you wear that MAGA hat. Really? The mask is kind of the same thing, right? Now we're getting to a point where it's like, can you believe that person's wearing a mask? They're vaccinated. Why are they doing it? Then you have the other side of it, like, that person's not wearing a mask. What are you doing, dude? I'm vaccinated, but how dare you do that? And you're outside and you're not wearing a mask. I can't believe this. Don't you believe in safety? Yeah, we're getting to a really weird place with this whole thing. Again, all you want is answers. Like when Joe Rogan was bringing this up, he said that he's a Joe Rogan podcaster, and he's what, an MMA, UFC? What does he do? He's like a UFC guy, right? Isn't he the announcer for the UFC? Is that what he does? Right? That's his other
commentator for UFC.
Commentator. Okay, that's his thing, right? And he said, he was saying, look, are you healthy? You're a healthy person. Don't do anything stupid, but you should take care of yourself. You know, if you're a healthy person, you're exercising all the time, you're young, you're eating well. He doesn't think you need to worry about this. And he said, listen, both of his kids got the vid, and it was nothing. He hates to say it because some people's kids have died from this, and he's very sorry that it happened, but he's not diminishing that aspect of it. But what he's saying is in his personal experience, and the majority of the experiences have been that his children with the vid had nothing. Dr. Fauci doesn't let that was a bad thing to say. And then they NBC brings on the Fauci because that's a horrible thing to say. But is the evidence there that he's right or not? You're not even allowed. All you do is you ask Dr. Fauci, and Dr. Fauci gives you the answer to that. And that's it. It's the end all be all. Except for the fact that there's a ton of evidence that would side with exactly what Joe Rogan is talking about. And we all know it. This isn't imaginary. This isn't even political. It's the science. It's the data. It's there. We know what it is and is not, and who's affected by it and who's not. And we have a lot of medicines now. We have a lot of things that are there to help. As a matter of fact, I heard that there was by the end of the year, they're talking about a pill that that Pfizer's going to have. Is it? Or AstraZeneca, I forget who it is, but one or the other, is going to have a pill that you could take now at home if you get it to help you get over it faster. Like there's going to be a therapy, an at-home therapy for it. They were talking about that today. There are therapies out there for this. And again, I know I have to say this all the time. We can go, Jake, and it's this. I'm not minimizing any of this. I'm not minimizing you that wear a mask. I'm not minimizing you that have received a vaccine. All I am suggesting is that ultimately, what we're looking for here with this, because we all want it to go away and get back to normal, I'm saying that we have the evidence that's out there of what it is and is not. Every day we live in margin and we live with safety and the risks that we are willing to take and not take to live our lives. And is this thing something that we need to be that concerned about in taking the risks that, or taking the security that we've been taking to make sure that we don't get it, and understanding the other side of it. And boy, is it skewed. That's all. I'm just trying to keep up on this. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Week News meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Happy Wednesday.